Hello, friends. If you're curious about the movie Diablo 2025, you're in the perfect place. Don't forget to give this video a quick like, it really helps us out. And if you're new here, hit subscribe to stay updated on all the latest movie deep dives. Let's jump right in. Set against the backdrop of a world teetering on the brink of chaos, this film plunges us into a near-future landscape where humanity wrestles with the consequences of its own creations. It is a story of survival, rebellion, and the thin line separating hope from despair. From the very first frame, the atmosphere is thick with tension and urgency, a swirling blend of gritty realism and high-concept speculation that draws you in and refuses to let go. At its core, the narrative unfolds like a pulse pounding in the dark, a relentless chase through shattered cityscapes and underground networks where every shadow could conceal friend or foe. The characters are caught in a web spun by powerful forces, battling not just for their lives but for the soul of a civilization that feels increasingly fragile. The stakes are immense, yet the story remains intimately human, anchored by personal struggles that echo the larger conflict enveloping their world. The plot centers on a renegade protagonist, a figure marked by mystery and resolve, whose past is as shadowed as the world they inhabit. Their mission, urgent and perilous, forces alliances to shift and loyalties to be tested. Each step forward unravels new layers of conspiracy and danger, propelling the narrative through twists that challenge expectations. The tension builds steadily, drawing viewers deeper into a labyrinth where technology and humanity collide in unpredictable ways. The film deftly balances moments of high-octane action with quieter, haunting scenes that linger in the mind. Explosive sequences of chase and combat punctuate the story, showcasing a raw physicality and inventive choreography that ground the speculative elements in visceral reality. These scenes are not mere spectacle but narrative engines that reveal character and theme. Beneath the surface of this kinetic drama lies a meditation on identity and control. Questions of autonomy and free will pulse through the story, mirrored in the characters' struggles against systems that seek to dominate and define them. The film's world, with its towering megastructures and sprawling digital networks, becomes a metaphor for the tension between freedom and oppression, a landscape where every choice carries weight. Key to the unfolding mystery is a shadowy organization whose reach extends into every corner of the city and beyond. Their motives are obscured, their methods ruthless, and their presence a constant threat. The protagonist's journey to uncover truth and reclaim agency pits them against forces that blur the lines between man and machine, ally and adversary. This tension is heightened by unexpected betrayals and shifting alliances that keep the audience guessing. The film's visual style amplifies its thematic concerns. Neon-lit streets drenched in rain, stark industrial interiors, and fragmented urban ruins create a mood both dystopian and strangely beautiful. Cinematography plays with light and shadow, using reflections and silhouettes to suggest duality and uncertainty. The sound design complements this, weaving an aural tapestry of ambient noise, pulsing electronic rhythms, and moments of haunting silence. As the plot unfolds, revelations emerge that challenge the very nature of reality within the story. Concepts of memory, identity, and humanity are interrogated, inviting viewers to question what it means to be alive in a world where boundaries are constantly redrawn. The narrative's twists are both thrilling and thought-provoking, inviting deep reflection amid adrenaline-fueled sequences. Without giving too much away, major twists redefine relationships and recalibrate the stakes. Allies become enemies, truths are overturned, and the path to resolution is fraught with sacrifice and revelation. The climax promises not only explosive confrontations but profound emotional reckonings, bringing the story's threads to a compelling and unexpected convergence. This film is more than a futuristic thriller. It is a compelling exploration of resilience and rebellion in the face of overwhelming odds. It challenges viewers to consider the costs of progress and the enduring power of the human spirit to resist erasure. As we journey through its richly imagined world, we are invited to grapple with questions that resonate beyond the screen, making for an experience that is as intellectually engaging as it is viscerally exciting. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into this layered narrative, unpacking its characters, themes, and the artistry behind its creation. This is a story that lingers, echoing long after the final frame, urging us to look closer, think harder, and feel more deeply. The story begins in a world carved by neon lights and endless rain, a sprawling metropolis where towering skyscrapers pierce through thick fog, and every alley whispers secrets better left unheard. Here, in the heart of this future city, humanity lives on the knife's edge, caught between technological marvels and the erosion of the very freedoms that once defined them. The narrative opens with a pulse, a tension that hums beneath the surface, setting the stage for a journey that will unravel mysteries and ignite revolutions. Our central figure emerges not as a hero cloaked in grandeur, but as a shadow in the crowd, a lone renegade with a fractured past and a fierce determination that burns beneath a stoic exterior. Known only by a code name that hints at a deeper history, this protagonist moves with purpose through the city's labyrinthine streets, their every step measured but charged with urgency. Early scenes reveal glimpses of their skill and resolve. Deft combat, quick thinking, and a network of underground contacts that serve as lifelines in a world that has turned hostile. The opening act unfolds with an inciting incident that fractures the fragile peace, a sudden, violent breach that shatters the protagonist's carefully maintained anonymity. A covert operation gone awry, a betrayal by a trusted ally, or a cryptic message from the past sets in motion a chain of events that thrusts the renegade into the heart of a sprawling conspiracy. The city, with all its glittering facades and hidden decay, becomes a character itself, its neon-lit corners and shadowed depths reflecting the dualities that define the narrative. As the plot advances, the protagonist is forced to navigate a web of conflicting forces. Shadowy corporations with opaque agendas pull strings behind closed doors, wielding power that eclipses governments. Cybernetic enforcers patrol the streets, blurring the line between man and machine, while underground factions vie for control and survival. The protagonist's journey becomes a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, where every ally could be a foe and every truth hides a lie. Key early developments introduce a cast of complex characters who populate this fractured world. Among them are a brilliant hacker whose motivations are veiled in secrecy, a disillusioned former enforcer seeking redemption, and a mysterious figure from the protagonist's past whose allegiance is uncertain. These relationships complicate the narrative, weaving layers of trust and suspicion that keep the protagonist and the audience on edge. The city's technological landscape is both awe-inspiring and oppressive. Augmented reality overlays flicker over dilapidated streets, while towering data centers hum with untold secrets. Scenes depicting the interface between human and machine delve into questions of identity and autonomy, as characters grapple with enhancements that grant power but threaten to erode their essence. This backdrop enriches the narrative's thematic undercurrents and informs the characters' motivations. Amid escalating tension, the protagonist uncovers fragments of a larger plot, a plan that threatens not only individual freedom but the very fabric of society. The stakes grow with each revelation, as shadowy figures mobilize forces that seem unstoppable. The narrative pace quickens, propelled by tight sequences of infiltration, confrontation, and escape that showcase the protagonist's resourcefulness and the cost of resistance. A pivotal moment arrives when the protagonist retrieves a crucial piece of data, a key to understanding the conspiracy's scope. This discovery triggers a series of events that force difficult choices: whom to trust, how far to push, and what sacrifices are acceptable. The emotional weight deepens as past traumas and current alliances collide, revealing the protagonist's vulnerabilities beneath their hardened surface. The first half culminates in a high-stakes confrontation in a location both symbolic and strategic, a forgotten sector of the city, a data fortress, or a clandestine laboratory. The battle here is intense and multifaceted, blending physical combat, cyber warfare, and psychological tension. The outcome reshapes the landscape of power and sets the stage for the challenges ahead. Throughout this unfolding narrative, themes of identity, control, and rebellion pulse beneath the surface. The protagonist's struggle is not just against external forces but an internal battle for self-definition in a world where technology threatens to blur human essence. The city's dichotomies, light and shadow, freedom and oppression, mirror these conflicts, creating a richly textured storyscape. The first half deftly balances moments of adrenaline with quieter scenes of introspection and relationship building. Flashbacks and brief encounters reveal layers of backstory, deepening understanding without overwhelming the present narrative. The writing skillfully weaves character development into plot progression, ensuring that every action carries emotional significance. In essence, this opening chapter invites viewers into a world both alien and familiar, where technology amplifies human potential and peril in equal measure. The protagonist's journey, fraught with danger, discovery, and moral ambiguity, beckons us to question the boundaries of freedom and the costs of resistance. As the story unfolds, the city itself becomes a crucible, shaping and reflecting the fight for identity and survival in a future that feels eerily close. The narrative pulses forward with relentless momentum, plunging the protagonist deeper into the maze of conspiracy and danger that has long cast its shadow over the city. The stakes, once high, now soar into realms of uncertainty and urgency, as the fragile threads holding this fractured world together begin to unravel. Every step taken is weighted with consequence, every alliance tested by betrayal, and every revelation more profound and unsettling than the last. As the story progresses, the protagonist finds themselves thrust into the eye of a storm where enemies are no longer just faceless threats but intimately entwined with their past and present. The lines between friend and foe blur, and the pursuit of truth becomes a labyrinthine quest fraught with deception and moral ambiguity. Trust becomes a precious currency, and survival hinges on reading not just the actions but the intentions lurking beneath every glance. A key turning point arrives with the exposure of the shadowy organization's true agenda, far more insidious and sprawling than previously imagined. It becomes clear that the stakes transcend individual survival. The very fabric of society is at risk. This entity wields technology as a weapon not just against dissent but against the essence of identity itself, blurring the boundary between man and machine in a chilling vision of control. The protagonist's mission shifts from mere resistance to a desperate fight to reclaim humanity's autonomy. The emotional intensity deepens as personal histories collide with this global threat. Characters introduced earlier reveal hidden depths and conflicting loyalties, forcing the protagonist to confront painful truths and make wrenching decisions. One ally's betrayal strikes at the heart of the narrative, twisting the trajectory and shattering the fragile sense of security. This revelation not only raises the stakes but reshapes the protagonist's understanding of their world and their own role within it. Action sequences intensify, blending physical confrontations with cybernetic warfare and psychological battles. The choreography grows more intricate and brutal, reflecting the escalating desperation of all involved. The protagonist's skills and resolve are pushed to their limits as they navigate a terrain where every shadow conceals danger and every moment demands vigilance. These sequences are punctuated by quieter interludes, moments of reflection, strategy, and personal connection, that provide emotional grounding amid the chaos. A pivotal scene unfolds within a fortress-like data center, a nexus of power and information that holds the key to the Shadow Organization's plans. The protagonist and their allies mount a daring infiltration, weaving through security systems and hostile forces in a race against time. The tension is palpable, the stakes visceral, as they confront not just guards and machines but the ethical dilemmas embedded in their mission. This climax fuses spectacle with substance, merging breathtaking visuals with profound thematic resonance. Throughout this arc, the narrative continues to explore the tension between technology's promise and peril. Characters grapple with questions of identity and agency, questioning what it means to be human in a world increasingly mediated by artificial constructs. The cityscape reflects this conflict, flickering neon giving way to cold metallic interiors, organic forms juxtaposed with synthetic ones, creating a visual metaphor for the story's thematic core. The resolution is both cathartic and thought-provoking. The protagonist's confrontation with the shadowy architect of the conspiracy is a crucible moment, blending physical combat with a battle of wills and ideologies. Revelations about past events and personal connections come to light, illuminating motivations and resolving lingering mysteries. The outcome is hard-won and bittersweet, underscoring the costs of resistance and the complexities of redemption. In the aftermath, the narrative offers a nuanced closure. The city, though scarred, begins to breathe with tentative hope, its people reclaiming agency and forging new paths. The protagonist, transformed by their journey, embraces a future uncertain yet filled with possibility. The film closes on a note that balances resolution with open-ended reflection, inviting viewers to ponder the enduring questions raised. The film's second half masterfully balances escalating tension with emotional depth, crafting a narrative that is both thrilling and resonant. Its twists and turns keep audiences engaged, while its thematic explorations invite contemplation. The interplay of action, character, and idea culminates in a cinematic experience that lingers, challenging and inspiring long after the screen fades. The soul of this film resides not only in its sprawling cityscapes or pulse-pounding action sequences, but in the complex, layered individuals who navigate its perilous world, the characters whose struggles, desires, and transformations shape every frame and every heartbeat of the story. To truly understand the narrative's depth, we must look closely at these figures, peeling back the layers of their personalities, motivations, and relationships, discovering how they embody the film's themes and illuminate its emotional core. At the center stands the protagonist, a figure cloaked in mystery and marked by a past as fractured as the city they inhabit. Far from a traditional hero, this character is defined by resilience born of hardship and a fierce determination to reclaim agency in a world that seeks to control. Their exterior is stoic, often unreadable, concealing a tempest of emotions, grief, guilt, hope, that simmer beneath the surface. Through subtle gestures and moments of vulnerability, the film invites viewers to glimpse the humanity beneath the hardened facade. This protagonist's journey is as much internal as external. Their grappling with identity, who they were, who they are, and who they might become, mirrors the film's exploration of technology's impact on humanity. The tension between selfhood and external control plays out in their decisions and relationships, creating a character arc that is both poignant and compelling. Their skills in combat and strategy are tempered by moments of doubt and introspection, painting a portrait of a deeply human figure navigating a dehumanizing world. Opposite and alongside the protagonist is a cast of supporting characters who enrich the narrative with their own complexities. A brilliant hacker, for instance, embodies both rebellion and enigma. Their expertise in digital realms gives them power and influence, yet their motivations are clouded by personal histories and conflicting loyalties. This character's interactions with the protagonist reveal layers of trust, tension, and reluctant alliance, highlighting themes of connection and betrayal. A former enforcer turned reluctant ally adds another dimension. Haunted by past actions, this figure embodies themes of redemption and moral ambiguity. Their arc explores the possibility of change and the weight of history, providing a grounded counterpoint to the technological spectacle. The interplay between this character and the protagonist offers moments of emotional resonance and philosophical inquiry. The shadowy antagonist, often glimpsed rather than fully seen, serves as a dark mirror to the protagonist. Their motivations, rooted in a vision of order and control, contrast sharply with the protagonist's quest for autonomy. Yet the antagonist is not a mere villain. Their backstory and ideology are fleshed out with nuance, inviting reflection on the nature of power and the costs of utopian ambition. This complexity elevates the conflict from simple good versus evil to a profound ideological clash. Secondary characters, informants, fellow rebels, corporate operatives, populate the world with shades of gray. Each is crafted with enough depth to avoid caricature, their choices and allegiances shaped by circumstance, survival, and belief. These figures enrich the narrative tapestry, creating a social ecosystem that feels lived in and real. Relationships between characters are a central focus, explored through dialogue, shared history, and moments of crisis. The bond between the protagonist and the hacker, for example, oscillates between mistrust and deep camaraderie, illustrating the fragile connections that can flourish even in fractured worlds. Mentorship, rivalry, and friendship intertwine, reflecting the complexities of human interaction amid upheaval. The film's writing allows these characters to evolve organically. Their motivations unfold gradually, shaped by plot developments and personal revelations. Moments of humor and tenderness punctuate the tension, humanizing even those steeped in danger and intrigue. The dialogue balances exposition with subtext, giving space for silence and gesture to speak volumes. Performances bring these characters vividly to life. The lead actor's portrayal captures the protagonist's layered nature, combining physical intensity with emotional subtlety. Their expressive eyes, measured movements, and nuanced reactions invite empathy and investment. Supporting actors complement this with portrayals that range from enigmatic to heartfelt, adding texture and dimension. Costuming and makeup further articulate character identity. The protagonist's worn, practical attire contrasts with the sleek, sometimes sterile costumes of antagonists, visually reinforcing thematic contrasts. Small details, scars, tattoos, worn fabrics, become extensions of personality and history. In sum, the film's characters are richly drawn and deeply human, embodying its core themes through their struggles and transformations. Their interactions create a narrative pulse that drives the story forward while inviting reflection on identity, autonomy, and connection. Through them, the film becomes not just a futuristic thriller but a profound exploration of what it means to be human in a changing world. The making of this film was nothing short of an odyssey, a complex journey that unfolded not only on screen but behind the scenes in ways as fascinating and unpredictable as the narrative itself. As the cameras rolled and the story took shape, the production became a crucible of innovation, serendipity, and sometimes sheer happenstance. Moments that would go unnoticed by most but which, upon closer look, reveal the intricate tapestry of filmmaking. These strangest facts and behind-the-scenes tales shine a light on the human element that courses beneath the cinematic spectacle, offering glimpses of the unexpected that shaped the final work. One of the most remarkable elements of the production was the decision to shoot extensively in real urban environments rather than relying solely on soundstages or CGI backdrops. This choice lent authenticity but introduced a cascade of challenges. Filming amidst the neon glow and rain-slicked streets of a sprawling metropolis demanded coordination with city officials, local businesses, and an army of extras. Yet, it was in these real-world settings that the magic often happened. Unplanned interactions with passers-by, spontaneous street performances, or even unanticipated weather shifts became woven into scenes, enriching the film's texture. One particular night shoot was famously interrupted by an impromptu parade, whose vibrant colors and rhythms were embraced by the director and incorporated into the narrative tapestry. The lead actors brought their own sets of quirks and unexpected contributions to the production. The protagonist's performer was known for a ritualistic preparation before each take, a series of stretching exercises combined with a peculiar humming tune said to center their focus. Crew members affectionately dubbed it the humming ritual, noting how it seemed to inject energy into the set. Meanwhile, the actor portraying the enigmatic antagonist had a penchant for practical jokes that kept the atmosphere light amid intense filming. One story recounts how they replaced the stunt coordinator's coffee with a spicy chili blend, resulting in a hilarious, if brief, bout of on-set chaos. Stunt work, a cornerstone of the film's kinetic energy, featured some particularly unusual moments. The rooftop chase scene, one of the most visually stunning, required a complex rigging system and a team of expert climbers. During rehearsal, a mechanical failure caused a suspended platform to sway uncontrollably, sending a ripple of alarm through the crew. Remarkably, the lead stunt double remained calm, using the moment to improvise a new move that the director loved and incorporated into the final edit. This accident-turned-art highlighted the production's blend of precision and adaptability. The costume department faced its own peculiar challenges. To create a look that was simultaneously futuristic and grounded, designers sourced materials from unexpected places, including industrial suppliers and vintage fabric markets. One standout detail was a jacket crafted from recycled fiber optic cables, which, when lit, produced subtle glowing patterns. However, this innovation came with drawbacks. The jacket was heavy and hot, leading to a comical scene where the actor had to pause filming due to overheating. These real-world constraints became part of the storytelling, informing the character's physicality and presence. Sound design, too, featured moments of serendipity. During an outdoor recording session, a local musician's impromptu performance near the set was captured unintentionally by boom microphones. The director and sound team, captivated by the raw energy and cultural resonance, decided to weave the music subtly into the score. This layering of organic and composed sound enriched the film's atmosphere, creating an aural tapestry that feels both immediate and expansive. Technical glitches occasionally sparked creativity. On one occasion, a camera malfunction during a critical scene led to distorted footage with unexpected light flares and color shifts. Rather than reshoot, the director embraced the anomaly, using it to symbolize a character's fractured perception and emotional turmoil. This choice illustrates how imperfections can be transformed into powerful narrative devices. Casting anecdotes add another layer to the film's backstory. Several supporting roles were filled after spontaneous auditions where actors improvised scenes that surprised the casting team. One minor character, originally envisioned as a background figure, was expanded after the actor's nuanced performance drew enthusiastic reactions. This openness to discovery speaks to the collaborative nature of the project, where scripts and roles evolved in response to creative energies on set. The international nature of the crew brought cultural richness and occasional comedic misunderstandings. Multilingual exchanges, diverse culinary traditions, and shared celebrations fostered a vibrant atmosphere. A particularly memorable event was a surprise birthday party for one crew member, organized with contributions from multiple cultures, featuring food, music, and customs from across the globe. Such moments of connection amid the intensity of production speak to the human heart at the film's core. Post-production featured its own share of surprises. The visual effects team experimented with novel techniques, blending practical effects with emerging digital tools to create seamless and immersive environments. A late-stage edit introduced a sequence that had been considered too experimental, but test audiences responded enthusiastically, leading to its inclusion. This flexibility in the editing room underscored the production's commitment to innovation. Marketing and promotion embraced the film's unique qualities, incorporating behind-the-scenes footage that highlighted these strange and endearing moments. Social media campaigns shared snippets of on-set pranks, technical marvels, and cast anecdotes, fostering a sense of intimacy and excitement among fans. In essence, these strangest facts and behind-the-scenes stories illuminate a production defined by its blend of meticulous craft and joyful unpredictability. The film's creation was a living, breathing process, where human creativity, chance encounters, and technical mastery intertwined. These hidden tales enrich our appreciation, reminding us that beneath every cinematic spectacle lies a world of passion, collaboration, and delightful surprise. The film unfolds as a layered mosaic, where each significant event serves not only the unfolding plot but also deepens the thematic and emotional resonance that anchors the story. Viewed through a critical lens, these key moments become windows into the film's engagement with complex ideas, questions of identity, autonomy, power, and the human cost of technological advancement. Each event reverberates beyond its immediate context, shaping the film's impact on audiences and critics alike, and offering fertile ground for interpretation and reflection. One of the earliest critical moments is the protagonist's initial breach of anonymity, the inciting event that propels the narrative forward. This scene is pivotal not just for narrative momentum but for its symbolic weight. It marks the shattering of the fragile boundary between individual agency and systemic control, illustrating how personal resistance can unsettle entrenched power structures. Critics have noted how this event encapsulates the film's tension between freedom and domination, setting the tone for the protagonist's fraught journey. The protagonist's interactions with the hacker character offer another rich site for critical analysis. Their uneasy alliance embodies the film's exploration of trust and betrayal in fractured societies. This relationship highlights the fluidity of identity and allegiance, challenging binaries of friend and foe. Their exchanges, often charged with both camaraderie and suspicion, reflect broader social dynamics of collaboration amid fragmentation. Critics have praised these scenes for their nuanced portrayal of interpersonal complexity within high-stakes environments. A major turning point, the revelation of the shadowy organization's true agenda, deepens the film's engagement with themes of surveillance, control, and dehumanization. This plot development exposes the extent to which technology can be wielded as a tool of oppression, transforming society into a panopticon where autonomy is illusory. Scholars have drawn parallels between this depiction and contemporary concerns about data privacy, algorithmic governance, and corporate power, situating the film within urgent cultural conversations. The narrative's climactic infiltration of the data center serves as a microcosm of the film's ideological conflict. This sequence blends physical danger with ethical quandaries, portraying the protagonist's struggle to reclaim information and agency. The choreography of the scene, melding stealth, combat, and cybernetic warfare, symbolizes the intersection of body and technology, resistance and assimilation. Critics have highlighted the scene's cinematic innovation and thematic depth, noting its ability to fuse spectacle with substantive inquiry. Throughout the film, moments of introspection and dialogue enrich the narrative's emotional landscape. Scenes where characters grapple with their pasts, their choices, and the meaning of identity invite viewers to engage with philosophical questions. These quieter beats counterbalance the action, allowing for emotional complexity and moral ambiguity to emerge. The film's refusal to offer facile resolutions has been lauded as a strength, inviting sustained reflection. The antagonist's characterization challenges simplistic villainy, presenting a figure whose vision of order and progress is both compelling and terrifying. This complexity encourages viewers to consider the seductive nature of control and the ethical dilemmas it poses. The moral ambiguity permeating these scenes enriches the film's discourse, positioning it as a meditation on power's dual edges. The film's visual and auditory design further amplifies critical themes. Neon-drenched cityscapes and stark interiors evoke the alienation and vibrancy of the futuristic metropolis, while the score's blend of synthetic and organic sounds mirrors the tension between technology and humanity. Critics have praised the film's sensory richness as integral to its thematic expression. Audience reception has been shaped significantly by these layered events and their presentation. Viewers often cite the film's ability to provoke thought alongside entertainment, appreciating its complex characters and speculative vision. The balance of visceral action and intellectual inquiry has broadened its appeal, sparking discussions in fan communities and academic circles alike. In sum, the film's significant events function on multiple levels: narrative, thematic, emotional, and their critical examination reveals a work deeply engaged with contemporary questions of identity, power, and resistance. Through its carefully crafted plot and rich symbolism, the film invites audiences to confront uncomfortable realities and consider the possibilities of agency and change. This multifaceted impact underpins its lasting resonance and critical acclaim, marking it as a significant contribution to the cinematic exploration of the human condition in a technological age. The making of this film was an intricate dance of creativity, technology, and human perseverance, a journey that unfolded far beyond the scripted scenes and special effects. Behind the polished final product lies a rich tapestry of stories from the set, moments of spontaneous ingenuity, and a collective spirit that transformed challenges into triumphs. Exploring these production insights and fun facts reveals the vibrant, often unpredictable heartbeat of filmmaking, offering a window into the passion and dedication that brought this futuristic world to life. From the earliest stages, the director envisioned a film that balanced spectacle with intimacy, combining high-octane action with deeply personal storytelling. This vision guided every facet of the production, from casting and location scouting to visual effects and sound design. The decision to ground much of the film in real urban environments, rather than relying exclusively on green screens, set the tone for a hands-on, immersive approach. Filming on location in sprawling metropolitan areas brought authenticity but also required navigating complex logistics, from securing permits to coordinating with local authorities and managing crowds. One of the most memorable anecdotes involves a late-night shoot in a bustling city district. The crew had planned a dramatic chase sequence through narrow alleyways, but an unplanned cultural festival spilled into the area, filling the streets with vibrant costumes and music. Instead of halting production, the director embraced the serendipity, weaving elements of the festival into the scene. The result was a visually stunning sequence alive with unexpected color and energy, underscoring the film's thematic interplay of chaos and culture. Casting brought its own surprises. While the leads were chosen for their chemistry and ability to navigate the film's blend of action and emotional nuance, supporting roles sometimes found actors through unconventional auditions. One minor character, originally intended as a background figure, was expanded after an actor's improvised performance captivated the director. This openness to adaptation enriched the narrative, allowing character dynamics to evolve organically during filming. Physical preparation was intense. The lead actors underwent rigorous training regimes to perform complex fight choreography and stunts authentically. Martial arts instructors, stunt coordinators, and physical therapists were integral to the process, ensuring safety without sacrificing realism. A notable incident involved a near miss during a rooftop sequence, where quick reflexes and teamwork prevented injury and led to a spontaneous adjustment that enhanced the scene's tension. Costume design merged futurism with practicality. Designers sourced unconventional materials, including reflective fabrics and lightweight composites, to craft outfits that reflected the film's technological themes while allowing freedom of movement. An innovative detail was the incorporation of fiber optic elements into garments, which subtly glowed in low light, enhancing the film's neon aesthetic. However, these materials sometimes posed challenges. Actors reported discomfort and required frequent adjustments during long takes. Sound recording in live urban settings demanded creative solutions. The sound team employed directional microphones, isolated booths, and post-production enhancements to capture clear dialogue amid ambient city noise. A memorable moment occurred when an impromptu street musician's performance was captured during a quiet scene. Rather than edit it out, the director chose to weave the music into the soundscape, enriching the atmosphere and lending authenticity. Visual effects artists faced the challenge of blending practical stunts with digital augmentation seamlessly. The film's signature sequences combined real-world environments and performances with CGI enhancements to create immersive, believable futurescapes. This hybrid approach required close collaboration across departments, iterative testing, and innovative techniques, including motion capture and photorealistic rendering. The editing process was a delicate balance of pacing and tone. Editors worked closely with the director to maintain narrative clarity amid complex, multi-threaded sequences. They employed techniques such as cross-cutting and rhythmic montage to heighten suspense and emotional engagement. Test screenings informed refinements, with audience feedback prompting adjustments that enhanced coherence and impact. Behind the scenes, the production culture was marked by camaraderie and resilience. Long shooting days were balanced with moments of levity, impromptu dance sessions, shared meals, and celebrations of milestones. Multicultural crew members brought diverse perspectives and traditions, enriching the work environment. Language barriers and cultural differences occasionally sparked humorous misunderstandings but ultimately fostered deeper connections. Technical challenges abounded, from equipment malfunctions to weather disruptions. One notable instance involved a sudden downpour during a critical outdoor shoot. Rather than postpone, the team adapted, using rain-soaked streets and reflections to enhance mood. This flexibility and resourcefulness exemplify the production's ethos. Marketing embraced these behind-the-scenes stories, sharing candid footage and anecdotes that humanized the production and built audience anticipation. Social media campaigns highlighted stunts, costume design, and cast interactions, fostering a sense of community and excitement. In essence, the film's creation was a testament to collaborative artistry, a convergence of vision, skill, and adaptability. The strange and wonderful moments from the set reveal a vibrant, living process where creativity thrived amid unpredictability. These stories enrich our understanding and appreciation, reminding us that behind every cinematic spectacle lies a tapestry of human passion and perseverance. The world of this film unfolds not merely through its narrative but through a richly imagined environment. Its settings and cinematic elements intertwine to create an immersive tapestry that breathes life into every scene. From the sprawling neon-lit cityscapes to the intimate, shadowed interiors, the film's locations and visual language serve as more than backdrops. They become active participants in the storytelling, amplifying themes and deepening emotional resonance. At the heart of the film lies a sprawling metropolis, a futuristic urban jungle where towering skyscrapers stretch toward perpetually clouded skies, their glass facades reflecting a kaleidoscope of neon hues. The city pulses with energy and contradiction, a place of dazzling technological advancement and stark social decay, where opulence coexists uneasily with desperation. The filmmakers chose to ground this world in a blend of real locations and meticulously crafted sets, creating a believable yet stylized vision of the future. Shooting on location in dense urban environments presented both opportunities and challenges. The narrow alleys and crowded streets of old city districts provided authentic textures. The worn pavement, graffiti-laden walls, and flickering streetlights lent grit and depth. These real-world elements were complemented by futuristic architectural interventions. Massive data towers, holographic billboards, and sleek transit systems that layered the city with a palpable sense of progress and control. This juxtaposition visually embodies the film's thematic tensions between old and new, human and machine, freedom and surveillance. Interior settings were crafted with equal care, reflecting character psychology and narrative function. The protagonist's dwelling, for example, is a sanctuary of sparse functionality amid chaos, a space cluttered with relics of a past life, flickering monitors, and worn technology. These details communicate isolation, resourcefulness, and a tenuous grasp on humanity. In contrast, the antagonist's stronghold features cold, angular design, bathed in sterile light, with imposing digital interfaces that emphasize power and detachment. Such environments do not merely house action but symbolize underlying conflicts and emotional states. Cinematography is the lens through which these settings gain narrative voice and atmospheric weight. The director of photography employs a versatile visual vocabulary, shifting from kinetic handheld shots that plunge the viewer into frenetic chases, to languid, composed frames that linger on character expression and architectural grandeur. Lighting is a crucial tool. Neon glows seep through rain-drenched streets, casting fragmented reflections that evoke mystery and ambiguity. Shadows play across faces and walls, suggesting hidden motives and fractured identities. The film's color palette is carefully calibrated. Cool blues and stark whites dominate high-tech environments, evoking sterility and control, while warmer tones, deep oranges, muted browns, populate scenes of human intimacy or urban decay. Pops of vibrant neon, pinks, greens, cyans, highlight moments of tension or technological intrusion, creating a visual rhythm that parallels the narrative's pulse. These chromatic choices reinforce mood and theme, guiding emotional response without overwhelming. Camera movement further enhances the setting's narrative role. Tracking shots navigate crowded markets and labyrinthine corridors, immersing viewers in the city's chaotic vitality. Crane shots and wide panoramas reveal sprawling skylines, situating characters within monumental spaces and underscoring their isolation or vulnerability. Close-ups isolate details, a cracked screen, a trembling hand, that convey intimacy and tension. The interplay of scale and focus builds a layered visual experience that reflects both external and internal journeys. Visual effects blend seamlessly with practical sets to realize the city's futuristic elements. Holographic projections shimmer over real streets, augmented reality overlays flicker in character vision, drones buzz overhead, their sleek forms contrasting with gritty urban textures. This integration anchors speculative technology in tactile reality, enhancing immersion and plausibility. Sound design complements the visual landscape, layering ambient city noises, the murmur of distant crowds, the hum of machinery, the drip of rain, with synthesized scores that weave cultural motifs and electronic rhythms. Silence and subdued sound punctuate moments of emotional weight, creating spaces for reflection amid sensory overload. The film's editing style echoes its visual language. Rapid cuts accelerate action sequences, creating a sense of urgency and disorientation, while longer takes in quieter moments allow atmosphere and character to breathe. Transitions between scenes use dissolves and crossfades that suggest the fluidity of memory and perception, reinforcing thematic explorations of identity and reality. Symbolism is embedded in setting and cinematic choices. Reflections in glass surfaces evoke duality and fractured selfhood, enclosed spaces suggest entrapment, open vistas hint at possibility or isolation. Weather, persistent rain, flickering neon rainbows, acts as metaphor, coloring scenes with moods of melancholy or fleeting hope. Together, these elements create a cinematic world that is immersive, evocative, and thematically rich. The cityscape becomes a living organism, alive with light, shadow, sound, and movement, that shapes and reflects the characters' struggles and transformations. This setting is not mere scenery but a vital narrative force, inviting viewers to lose themselves in its complexity and to see their own questions mirrored in its neon-lit streets. In essence, the film's settings and cinematic elements craft a sensory and emotional journey. Through deliberate design, lighting, camera work, and sound, the filmmakers construct a world both alien and intimately human, one where every frame resonates with meaning, every shadow hints at story, and every pulse of light echoes the fragile, fierce spirit of those who inhabit it. The journey behind the camera was as intricate and captivating as the story unfolding on screen, a tapestry woven from moments of laughter, challenge, and camaraderie that gave life and soul to the film's creation. As the cast and crew navigated the complexities of shooting in a sprawling futuristic cityscape, each day brought its own surprises, trials, and triumphs, transforming what could have been a routine production into an unforgettable experience steeped in human connection and creative spirit. From the earliest days, the director fostered an environment that encouraged spontaneity and collaboration. Known for his ability to balance tightly choreographed action with moments of levity and emotional authenticity, he invited actors and crew alike to contribute ideas, experiment with scenes, and embrace the unexpected. This openness transformed the set into a lively space buzzing with energy and mutual respect, where formal hierarchies gave way to a shared commitment to storytelling. One of the most memorable tales centers on the lead actors' relationship, a dynamic interplay of contrasts that mirrored their on-screen chemistry. The protagonist's actor was a whirlwind of energy and improvisation, often injecting scenes with unscripted humor and surprising physicality. Opposite him, the actor portraying the enigmatic antagonist was more reserved, meticulous in preparation, and deliberate in performance. Yet off-camera, they shared a deep friendship, engaging in playful banter, friendly competitions, and shared rituals that bonded them beyond the script. Between takes, the set frequently erupted into laughter sparked by impromptu pranks and light-hearted challenges. The supporting cast and crew joined in, creating a vibrant, almost familial atmosphere that softened the pressures of a demanding schedule. A recurring joke involved a hidden speaker system that played one actor's favorite tunes during intense scenes, prompting spontaneous dance breaks that kept morale high and tension at bay. Filming in real urban locations added authenticity but also logistical headaches. Narrow alleyways, bustling streets, and unpredictable weather tested the crew's adaptability. One particularly challenging shoot was an extended chase sequence through a crowded market district. Coordinating extras, managing traffic, and dealing with sudden rainstorms required meticulous planning and rapid problem-solving. Yet, these hurdles also birthed moments of magic. Local residents sometimes joined the scene spontaneously, adding a layer of vibrancy and realism that studio sets could never replicate. Stunt work was a cornerstone of the production's kinetic energy. The actors underwent extensive training with martial arts experts and stunt coordinators, pushing physical limits while prioritizing safety. Despite precautions, minor accidents occurred, a missed jump here, a twisted ankle there, but were met with professionalism and humor. One story recounts how a stunt double's near fall during a rooftop fight was salvaged by a quick catch, turning a potential disaster into a pulse-pounding moment later incorporated into the film. Costume design blended futurism with practicality, crafting garments that reflected character and culture while allowing freedom of movement. The use of innovative materials, lightweight composites, fiber optics woven into fabric, posed challenges. Actors sometimes struggled with heat or restricted mobility, necessitating quick alterations on set. One humorous incident involved a jacket's integrated lights malfunctioning, causing unexpected flashing that threw off a serious scene, leading to uncontrollable laughter among cast and crew. Sound recording in a live cityscape demanded ingenuity. The sound team employed directional microphones, isolated recording booths, and clever scheduling to capture crisp dialogue amid urban noise. On one occasion, an impromptu street musician's performance was captured accidentally and later woven into the soundtrack, enriching the film's ambience with authentic local flavor. Language and cultural diversity among the international crew added richness and occasional misunderstandings. Multilingual exchanges, shared meals featuring global cuisines, and celebrations of local festivals fostered camaraderie. These moments of connection reflected the film's thematic embrace of diversity and cooperation. Post-production brought its own blend of rigor and creativity. Editors worked closely with the director to balance pacing and emotional tone, employing innovative techniques to weave multiple narrative threads seamlessly. The sound team layered effects and music to create a textured auditory landscape. Test screenings informed refinements, leading to adjustments that enhanced clarity and resonance. Throughout, the production confronted unforeseen challenges, from equipment failures to scheduling conflicts, with resilience and ingenuity. The collective spirit of the cast and crew turned obstacles into opportunities, fostering a culture of problem-solving and mutual support. Perhaps most heartwarming were the informal gatherings at a nearby cafe, which became an unofficial haven for the team. Here, stories were shared, ideas exchanged, and friendships deepened. This human connection, the laughter, the shared meals, the quiet moments, infused the film with a spirit that transcends celluloid. In reflecting on these behind-the-scenes insights, it is clear that the film's heartbeat is human. Its creation was a mosaic of creativity, collaboration, and joyful perseverance. The strange and wonderful moments from the set invite us to appreciate not just the spectacle but the people who shaped it, their passion, humor, and unyielding dedication that brought this vivid world to life. The world that unfolds across this film is as much a landscape of ideas and questions as it is a tableau of action and suspense. Beneath the shimmering neon lights and kinetic energy lies a carefully woven fabric of themes and symbolism, inviting viewers not only to witness a story but to engage in a meditation on identity, autonomy, power, and the fragile threads that bind us. Exploring these layers reveals how the film's heart beats in rhythm with the questions it raises, about what it means to be human, the cost of progress, and the enduring hope for freedom amid constraint. At the core of the film lies the theme of identity, both its formation and its fragility in a world increasingly mediated by technology. The protagonist's journey is deeply entwined with this exploration, as they grapple with the remnants of a past obscured by loss and manipulation. Their struggle to reclaim a coherent sense of self mirrors the broader societal tension between individuality and systemic control. The film probes how memory, experience, and choice intertwine to create identity, and how these can be disrupted or reshaped by external forces. Through the protagonist's eyes, we confront the challenge of maintaining humanity in an era where the boundaries between person and machine blur. Control and resistance emerge as twin themes, coursing through the narrative's veins. The shadowy organization symbolizes the drive to dominate, using technology and surveillance to enforce conformity and suppress dissent. The film's portrayal of this power dynamic reflects contemporary anxieties about privacy, autonomy, and the ethical implications of technological governance. Resistance takes many forms: physical rebellion, intellectual subversion, and personal defiance, embodied by the characters' varying strategies and sacrifices. This thematic tension is dramatized in the film's conflicts, both external battles and internal moral dilemmas, illustrating the complex interplay between agency and oppression. Trust and betrayal weave through character relationships, underscoring the precariousness of human connection in fractured worlds. Alliances are tentative, loyalty conditional, and deception a constant threat. Yet, amid this uncertainty, the film posits trust as a radical act, a leap of faith that enables solidarity and hope. The evolving dynamics between the protagonist and allies illuminate how trust is built, shattered, and sometimes rebuilt, highlighting the emotional stakes beneath the action. The theme of transformation is also central. Characters evolve, physically, psychologically, and ideologically, reflecting the possibility of change amid turmoil. This motif resonates with broader questions of redemption and self-discovery, inviting viewers to consider how identity is not fixed but continually reconstituted through experience and choice. The film's narrative arc traces these transformations with nuance, avoiding facile resolutions in favor of complexity and ambiguity. Symbolism permeates the film's visual and narrative design, enriching its thematic resonance. The city itself functions as a powerful symbol, its towering structures and flickering lights representing both human achievement and alienation. Neon reflections on rain-soaked streets suggest fractured realities and the multiplicity of selves. Architectural contrasts between imposing corporate complexes and dilapidated neighborhoods visualize social stratification and the tensions between control and freedom. Objects and motifs recur with symbolic significance. Mirrors and screens frequently appear, symbolizing self-reflection, surveillance, and the mediated nature of perception. Technology, augmented limbs, cybernetic interfaces, data streams, is depicted not merely as tools but as extensions and disruptions of identity. The interplay between organic and synthetic imagery evokes the central tension of humanity's future. Color symbolism enriches the narrative palette. Cool blues and sterile whites underscore scenes of control and detachment, while warmer hues, reds, oranges, appear in moments of passion, rebellion, and human connection. The strategic use of light and shadow creates chiaroscuro effects that evoke ambiguity and moral complexity, visually underscoring the film's themes. Sound and music also carry symbolic weight. The score blends synthetic and organic elements, mirroring the film's exploration of the human-machine interface. Rhythms shift to reflect emotional states and thematic shifts, guiding viewers through the narrative's emotional landscape. These themes and symbols are inseparable from the plot and characters. The protagonist's arc embodies the quest for identity and autonomy amid external control. Relationships dramatize trust's fragility and necessity. The city's environments frame the struggle between oppression and freedom. Narrative events, betrayals, revelations, confrontations, serve as crucibles where thematic questions are tested and explored. In essence, the film offers not only a thrilling story but a meditation on the human condition in an age of technological transformation. Its themes and symbolism invite reflection on the nature of selfhood, the dynamics of power, and the enduring resilience of hope. Through its rich narrative and evocative imagery, the film becomes a mirror and a question, a work that challenges viewers to see beyond spectacle into the deeper currents shaping our collective future. The creation of this film was a masterful blend of artistry and technical precision, a cinematic symphony where every element, from camera movement to sound design, was orchestrated to immerse the audience in a world both dazzling and deeply human. Filmmaking techniques served not merely as tools but as storytellers themselves, shaping the movie's atmosphere and emotional resonance with subtlety and power. Exploring these techniques reveals the care and innovation behind the scenes, illuminating how the film's sensory fabric was woven to elevate narrative and theme. At the core of the film's visual storytelling is its cinematography, which expertly balances kinetic energy with intimate detail. The director of photography employed a dynamic style that adapts fluidly to the story's shifting moods. Action sequences are captured with fluid tracking shots that weave through crowded streets and sprawling urban canyons, immersing viewers in the protagonist's relentless pursuit and the city's electric heartbeat. These sequences are shot with a combination of Steadicam and handheld techniques, lending immediacy and visceral impact while maintaining clarity amid complexity. Contrasting these energetic moments are quieter scenes where the cinematography adopts a more contemplative pace. Static or slowly moving shots focus on character expressions and environmental textures, using shallow depth of field to isolate emotions and invite intimacy. The interplay between rapid motion and stillness crafts a visual rhythm mirroring the narrative's ebb and flow, engaging viewers both intellectually and emotionally. Color grading plays a pivotal role in shaping mood and theme. Early scenes glow with warm, golden hues that suggest hope and human connection, while later sequences adopt cooler, desaturated palettes that underscore tension, isolation, and moral ambiguity. Neon accents, pinks, blues, greens, punctuate the urban landscape, reinforcing the film's futuristic aesthetic and thematic contrasts between technology's allure and alienation. Lighting design is integral to atmosphere. Naturalistic sources, street lamps, neon signs, flickering monitors, cast textured shadows and vibrant glows, creating environments that feel lived in and dynamic. Chiaroscuro affects heightened suspense and ambiguity, with characters often framed in half-light to suggest internal conflict or duplicity. Lighting transitions accompany narrative shifts, guiding viewers through tonal variations with subtlety. Camera framing and composition are carefully orchestrated. The city's architecture provides natural frames, windows, doorways, bridges, that isolate or connect characters visually, symbolizing themes of entrapment or escape. Wide shots emphasize the protagonist's smallness within vast urban expanses, highlighting vulnerability and determination. Repetitive patterns in the environment, grids of windows, rows of pipes, echo thematic motifs of control and systemic complexity. Editing crafts narrative pace and emotional contour. Rapid cuts accelerate action scenes, creating tension and excitement, while longer takes in dialogic or reflective moments allow for character depth and thematic exploration. Cross-cutting between parallel storylines builds suspense and narrative complexity. Transitions employ dissolves and fades that evoke memory and perception's fluidity, reinforcing the film's thematic concerns. Sound design weaves a rich auditory tapestry. Ambient noises, the murmur of crowds, hum of machines, patter of rain, anchor scenes in place, creating immersive environments. Layered effects punctuate physical action and psychological tension, heightening realism and engagement. Strategic silences accentuate emotional beats and suspense. The soundscape balances diegetic and non-diegetic elements, blending natural and synthetic tones that reflect the film's exploration of humanity and technology. The musical score blends electronic rhythms with organic instrumentation, reflecting the film's thematic fusion of man and machine. Leitmotifs signal character presence or thematic ideas, guiding emotional response. Dynamic shifts in tempo and texture mirror narrative tension and release, enhancing viewer immersion. Special effects integrate seamlessly with practical stunts and sets. The production favored real-world action augmented by digital effects for scale and safety, achieving a visceral authenticity. Visual effects artists employed cutting-edge techniques, motion capture, photorealistic rendering, to expand environments and enhance spectacle without sacrificing realism. Production design, including sets, costumes, and props, works in concert with cinematography and lighting to construct a believable and evocative world. Authentic textures and futuristic aesthetics blend to create environments that feel tangible yet speculative. Costumes reflect character arcs and thematic contrasts, using color, form, and material to extend narrative meaning. From a production standpoint, meticulous planning balanced ambition with practical constraints. Location scouting prioritized sites offering visual richness and logistical feasibility. Scheduling optimized natural light and urban rhythms, maximizing efficiency and atmosphere. Post-production workflows streamlined editing, effects integration, and sound mixing, ensuring coherence and quality. Box office strategy leveraged star power, genre appeal, and thematic depth. Marketing emphasized the film's blend of thrilling action and thoughtful speculation, reaching diverse audiences. Social media campaigns featured behind-the-scenes content that humanized the production and built anticipation. Commercial performance reflected these efforts, achieving strong returns and critical acclaim. The film's success across markets underscored the potency of genre blending and culturally resonant storytelling. In sum, the film's filmmaking techniques, cinematography, lighting, sound, editing, and design, combine to create a sensory and emotional landscape that elevates narrative and theme. These elements invite viewers into a world that is immersive, dynamic, and deeply felt, transforming the story from words on a page into an unforgettable cinematic experience. The essence of this film, its very heartbeat, resides not only in the meticulously crafted scenes and visionary direction but most profoundly in the people who inhabited its world. The cast whose performances breathed life into the narrative, the interviews that peeled back layers of intention and insight, and the audiences whose responses echoed far beyond the cinema halls. This collective human engagement, the interplay of creation, interpretation, and reception, forms a rich tapestry that both shapes and reflects the film's enduring impact. At the center of this narrative tapestry stand the lead actors, whose dynamic partnership defines the film's emotional core and propels its story with palpable energy. The actor portraying the protagonist embodies a blend of resilience, vulnerability, and unyielding determination that captivates and invites empathy. In interviews, this performer speaks candidly about the complexities of inhabiting a character so deeply marked by loss and conflict, describing a process of rigorous physical preparation balanced with introspective exploration. They share how their immersion into the role was both a professional challenge and a personal journey, requiring them to tap into nuanced emotional landscapes while mastering demanding action sequences. Their reflections reveal a thoughtful artist attuned to the story's thematic depth, emphasizing the importance of authenticity amid spectacle. The actor recounts moments on set where improvisation and collaborative input with the director and co-stars enriched scenes, transforming scripted dialogue into vibrant, lived-in exchanges. This openness to creative evolution underscores the film's vitality and the actor's commitment to truth in performance. Opposite stands the actor who brings the enigmatic antagonist to life, crafting a portrayal layered with menace and unexpected humanity. Their approach emphasizes precision, subtlety, and a keen understanding of the character's ideological motivations. In conversations about their role, this actor highlights the challenge of balancing threat with nuance, aiming to avoid caricature and instead present a figure whose vision, though chilling, emerges from a coherent worldview. Their preparation involved deep research into themes of control and power, as well as physical conditioning to embody the character's imposing presence. The chemistry between these leads transcended the screen, forged through rehearsals, shared experiences, and mutual respect. Interviews often touch on their off-camera friendship, a relationship marked by playful rivalry and profound trust. They recount moments of levity during intense shoots, improvised humor, shared meals, and creative problem-solving that sustained morale and deepened their artistic connection. This rapport is vividly apparent in their performances, where tension and camaraderie intertwine seamlessly. Supporting cast members contribute vital textures to the film's narrative fabric. The actress portraying a key ally offers insights into navigating a role that requires strength, complexity, and emotional resonance. She discusses the importance of portraying agency and vulnerability in equal measure, and how collaborative dialogue with the director shaped her performance. Other supporting actors share stories of on-set collaboration, recounting moments where improvisation and ensemble work elevated the storytelling. Behind the scenes, the director and key crew members illuminate the film's vision and execution. The director speaks passionately about the desire to craft a film that entertains while provoking thought, blending genre elements with profound thematic inquiry. Discussions reveal the careful calibration of tone, pacing, and visual style to support this balance. Crew interviews highlight the technical challenges and creative breakthroughs that define the production, from complex stunt choreography to innovative visual effects. Audience responses form a vital part of the film's life beyond creation. Viewers frequently praise the lead's chemistry and the film's ability to balance thrilling action with emotional depth. Testimonials speak to the resonance of its themes, identity, autonomy, resistance, and the way these engage diverse audiences. Social media buzz and fan forums reflect ongoing enthusiasm, with discussions delving into favorite scenes, character arcs, and symbolic elements. This engagement underscores the film's success in connecting with viewers on multiple levels. Critical reception further contextualizes the film's impact. Reviews often highlight the sophisticated blending of spectacle and substance, the strength of performances, and the relevance of its themes to contemporary issues. The film's exploration of technology, power, and humanity has sparked conversations in academic and cultural forums, elevating it beyond entertainment to a subject of serious discourse. Fan communities celebrate the film's legacy through art, discussion, and shared experiences. The protagonist's enduring partnership has become iconic, inspiring fan theories and creative interpretations. This vibrant engagement reflects the film's capacity to inspire connection and reflection. Educational and cultural institutions have incorporated the film into curricula and events, using it as a lens to explore media representation, technological ethics, and narrative complexity. Panels featuring cast and crew deepen understanding and appreciation, fostering dialogue between creators and audiences. Ultimately, The film's cast and the conversations they inspire embody the human heart of cinema, a living dialogue that bridges creation and reception, performance and interpretation. Their stories and insights enrich the viewing experience, while audience responses affirm the film's cultural and emotional significance. Together, they weave a narrative of creativity, connection, and enduring appeal, celebrating cinema's power to reflect and shape our shared humanity. The journey through this film's rich and layered world has brought us face to face with a story that resonates far beyond its thrilling surface, a narrative sculpted with care, depth, and imagination. We've traversed neon-lit cityscapes and shadowed alleys, followed a protagonist whose quest for identity and freedom mirrors our own deepest questions, and explored a cinematic experience that weaves action and emotion into a seamless whole. From the outset, we delved into the film's introduction, a world brimming with tension and possibility, where technology and humanity collide in both spectacular and intimate ways. We saw how the plot unfolded with intricate precision, drawing us into a maze of alliances, betrayals, and revelations that kept us guessing and engaged. The protagonist's journey, fraught with danger and discovery, was not just a fight for survival but a meditation on what it means to be human in a changing world. Our exploration of character revealed a tapestry of complexity, figures shaped by past wounds, conflicting loyalties, and the yearning for agency. Their interactions provided emotional depth and thematic richness, grounding the futuristic spectacle in relatable human experience. Supporting roles added nuance, creating a vibrant social ecosystem that reflected the film's themes of trust, transformation, and resistance. Behind the scenes, we uncovered stories of creativity and camaraderie, moments where improvisation sparked magic, challenges became catalysts for innovation, and a diverse cast and crew forged bonds that transcended the demands of production. These insights remind us that cinema is a deeply human endeavor, where passion and perseverance breathe life into every frame. The film's thematic heart beats with questions of identity, control, and freedom. Through symbolism woven into settings, color, and sound, it invites us to reflect on the costs and possibilities of progress, the nature of selfhood, and the enduring power of hope. These layers elevate the story, transforming it from entertainment into a thoughtful exploration of contemporary concerns. Filmmaking techniques, cinematography, lighting, sound design, and editing shape the film's immersive atmosphere. Their careful orchestration creates a sensory experience that draws viewers into a world at once alien and familiar, vibrant and vulnerable. This artistry amplifies narrative and theme, making the film not only seen and heard but deeply felt. We also listened to the voices of those who embodied the story, the cast whose performances infused characters with life and complexity, and the audiences whose enthusiastic engagement affirmed the film's cultural resonance. Their perspectives complete the cinematic conversation, highlighting the power of storytelling to connect, challenge, and inspire. As we conclude this exploration, it's clear that this film stands as a testament to the transformative potential of cinema, a work that entertains with thrills and spectacle while provoking thought and feeling. Its lasting appeal lies in this balance, in its ability to invite us into a world both dazzling and deeply human. If this journey has sparked your curiosity or deepened your appreciation, I invite you to join this community of thoughtful exploration. By subscribing, you become part of a shared experience, one where we peel back layers, uncover hidden meanings, and celebrate the art of storytelling. Together, we'll continue to explore films that challenge, inspire, and resonate long after the credits roll. Thank you for joining me on this cinematic adventure. Until next time, let's keep seeking the stories that illuminate the complexity and beauty of life itself. The world crafted within this film is much more than a backdrop for thrilling action and suspenseful drama. It is a richly textured tapestry woven with themes and symbolism that resonate deeply with the human experience. Beneath the surface of dazzling futuristic cityscapes and heart-pounding sequences lies a meditation on identity, control, freedom, and the complexities of human connection. This layered narrative invites us to engage not only with the story unfolding but with the questions it poses about who we are in an increasingly mediated world. One of the most profound themes explored throughout the film is the nature of identity, particularly in an age where technology blurs the boundaries between human and machine. The protagonist's journey is as much an internal quest as an external struggle, a search to reclaim a fragmented self from the shadows of memory manipulation and systemic control. This character embodies the tension between autonomy and imposed definition, illustrating how identity can be both resilient and vulnerable. Through flashbacks and intimate moments, we see the fragility of selfhood and the ways in which personal history shapes present actions and beliefs. Control and resistance emerge as twin motifs that drive the narrative's moral and philosophical core. The shadowy organization represents the monolithic forces seeking to regulate and homogenize individual experience through pervasive surveillance and cybernetic augmentation. Their vision of order is cold and mechanistic, emphasizing efficiency at the expense of freedom. Against this, the protagonist's rebellion symbolizes the enduring human spirit's refusal to be reduced to data points or programmable behaviors. Their acts of defiance, whether physical or symbolic, challenge the inevitability of control and assert the value of agency and unpredictability. The film also grapples with the theme of trust, a fragile and precious commodity in a world rife with deception. Relationships between characters are fraught with suspicion, shifting loyalties, and hidden agendas. Yet within this uncertainty, trust becomes a revolutionary act, a leap of faith that enables connection and collective strength. The evolving bond between the protagonist and the hacker is emblematic of this theme, illustrating how vulnerability and collaboration can coexist even amid profound risk. Transformation permeates the story, both in terms of character development and broader societal shifts. Characters evolve as they confront their pasts, reconcile internal conflicts, and make difficult choices. These arcs reflect the fluidity of identity and the possibility of redemption and growth. On a larger scale, the city itself embodies transformation. Its gleaming towers and crumbling ruins symbolize cycles of progress and decay, innovation and loss. Symbolism enriches these thematic explorations, providing visual and narrative cues that deepen the film's resonance. The cityscape, with its neon reflections and shadowed corners, serves as a metaphor for duality, the coexistence of light and darkness, hope and despair, reality and illusion. Rain-soaked streets amplify themes of cleansing and renewal, while also evoking melancholy and uncertainty. Architectural contrasts highlight social stratification and the tension between public spectacle and private struggle. The world crafted within this film is much more than a backdrop for thrilling action and suspenseful drama. It is a richly textured tapestry woven with themes and symbolism that resonate deeply with the human experience. Beneath the surface of dazzling futuristic cityscapes and heart-pounding sequences lies a meditation on identity, control, freedom, and the complexities of human connection. This layered narrative invites us to engage not only with the story unfolding but with the questions it poses about who we are in an increasingly mediated world. One of the most profound themes explored throughout the film is the nature of identity, particularly in an age where technology blurs the boundaries between human and machine. The protagonist's journey is as much an internal quest as an external struggle, a search to reclaim a fragmented self from the shadows of memory manipulation and systemic control. This character embodies the tension between autonomy and imposed definition, illustrating how identity can be both resilient and vulnerable. Through flashbacks and intimate moments, we see the fragility of selfhood and the ways in which personal history shapes present actions and beliefs. Control and resistance emerge as twin motifs that drive the narrative's moral and philosophical core. The shadowy organization represents the monolithic forces seeking to regulate and homogenize individual experience through pervasive surveillance and cybernetic augmentation. Their vision of order is cold and mechanistic, emphasizing efficiency at the expense of freedom. Against this, the protagonist's rebellion symbolizes the enduring human spirit's refusal to be reduced to data points or programmable behaviors. Their acts of defiance, whether physical or symbolic, challenge the inevitability of control and assert the value of agency and unpredictability. The film also grapples with the theme of trust, a fragile and precious commodity in a world rife with deception. Relationships between characters are fraught with suspicion, shifting loyalties, and hidden agendas. Yet within this uncertainty, trust becomes a revolutionary act, a leap of faith that enables connection and collective strength. The evolving bond between the protagonist and the hacker is emblematic of this theme, illustrating how vulnerability and collaboration can coexist even amid profound risk. Transformation permeates the story, both in terms of character development and broader societal shifts. Characters evolve as they confront their pasts, reconcile internal conflicts, and make difficult choices. These arcs reflect the fluidity of identity and the possibility of redemption and growth. On a larger scale, the city itself embodies transformation. Its gleaming towers and crumbling ruins symbolize cycles of progress and decay, innovation and loss. Symbolism enriches these thematic explorations, providing visual and narrative cues that deepen the film's resonance. The cityscape, with its neon reflections and shadowed corners, serves as a metaphor for duality, the coexistence of light and darkness, hope and despair, reality and illusion. Rain-soaked streets amplify themes of cleansing and renewal, while also evoking melancholy and uncertainty. Architectural contrasts highlight social stratification and the tension between public spectacle and private struggle. Objects recur with symbolic significance. Mirrors and screens appear frequently, reflecting fractured identities and the mediated nature of perception. Technology, cybernetic implants, data streams, holographic interfaces, functions not just as tools but as extensions and distortions of selfhood. The interplay of organic and synthetic imagery underscores the central conflict between humanity and mechanization. Color is employed strategically. Cool blues and sterile whites characterize scenes of control and detachment, while warmer reds and oranges signal moments of passion, rebellion, or human connection. The shifting palette guides emotional response and accentuates thematic contrasts. Sound and music further the symbolic landscape. The score's fusion of electronic and acoustic elements mirrors the film's synthesis of technology and humanity. Rhythmic pulses and melodic motifs correspond to narrative beats, guiding viewers through emotional and conceptual terrain. These themes and symbols are inextricably linked to the plot and characters. The protagonist's arc embodies the quest for authentic selfhood amid external pressures. The antagonistic forces personify the threats to freedom and individuality. Interpersonal relationships dramatize trust's precariousness and power. Narrative events, from betrayals to revelations, serve as crucibles where these ideas are tested and articulated. In essence, the film offers a rich meditation on contemporary concerns through the lens of speculative fiction. Its themes and symbolism invite viewers to reflect on identity, power, and connection in a world transformed by technology and upheaval. This depth elevates the film beyond genre entertainment into a thoughtful exploration of the human condition, leaving audiences with questions and insights that linger long after the final scene. One of the most memorable tales centers on the lead actor's relationship, a dynamic interplay of contrasts that mirrored their on-screen chemistry. The protagonist's actor was a whirlwind of energy and improvisation, often injecting scenes with unscripted humor and surprising physicality. Opposite him, the actor portraying the enigmatic antagonist was more reserved, meticulous in preparation, and deliberate in performance. Yet off-camera, they shared a deep friendship, engaging in playful banter, friendly competitions, and shared rituals that bonded them beyond the script. Between takes, the set frequently erupted into laughter sparked by impromptu pranks and light-hearted challenges. The supporting cast and crew joined in, creating a vibrant, almost familial atmosphere that softened the pressures of a demanding schedule. A recurring joke involved a hidden speaker system that played one actor's favorite tunes during intense scenes, prompting spontaneous dance breaks that kept morale high and tension at bay. Filming in real urban locations added authenticity but also logistical headaches. Narrow alleyways, bustling streets, and unpredictable weather tested the crew's adaptability. One particularly challenging shoot was an extended chase sequence through a crowded market district. Coordinating extras, managing traffic, and dealing with sudden rainstorms required meticulous planning and rapid problem-solving. Yet, these hurdles also birthed moments of magic. Local residents sometimes joined the scene spontaneously, adding a layer of vibrancy and realism that studio sets could never replicate. Stunt work was a cornerstone of the production's kinetic energy. The actors underwent extensive training with martial arts experts and stunt coordinators, pushing physical limits while prioritizing safety. Despite precautions, minor accidents occurred, a missed jump here, a twisted ankle there, but were met with professionalism and humor. One story recounts how a stunt double's near fall during a rooftop fight was salvaged by a quick catch, turning a potential disaster into a pulse-pounding moment later incorporated into the film. Costume design blended futurism with practicality, crafting garments that reflected character and culture while allowing freedom of movement. The use of innovative materials, lightweight composites, fiber optics woven into fabric, posed challenges. Actors sometimes struggled with heat or restricted mobility, necessitating quick alterations on set. One humorous incident involved a jacket's integrated lights malfunctioning, causing unexpected flashing that threw off a serious scene, leading to uncontrollable laughter among cast and crew. Sound recording in a live cityscape demanded ingenuity. The sound team employed directional microphones, isolated recording booths, and clever scheduling to capture crisp dialogue amid urban noise. On one occasion, an impromptu street musician's performance was captured accidentally and later woven into the soundtrack, enriching the film's ambience with authentic local flavor. Language and cultural diversity among the international crew added richness and occasional misunderstandings. Multilingual exchanges, shared meals featuring global cuisines, and celebrations of local festivals fostered camaraderie. These moments of connection reflected the film's thematic embrace of diversity and cooperation. Post-production brought its own blend of rigor and creativity. Editors worked closely with the director to balance pacing and emotional tone, employing innovative techniques to weave multiple narrative threads seamlessly. The sound team layered effects and music to create a textured auditory landscape. Test screenings informed refinements, leading to adjustments that enhanced clarity and resonance. Throughout, the production confronted unforeseen challenges, from equipment failures to scheduling conflicts, with resilience and ingenuity. The collective spirit of the cast and crew turned obstacles into opportunities, fostering a culture of problem-solving and mutual support. Perhaps most heartwarming were the informal gatherings at a nearby café, which became an unofficial haven for the team. Here, stories were shared, ideas exchanged, and friendships deepened. This human connection, the laughter, the shared meals, the quiet moments, infused the film with a spirit that transcends celluloid. In reflecting on these behind-the-scenes insights, it is clear that the film's heartbeat is human. Its creation was a mosaic of creativity, collaboration, and joyful perseverance. The strange and wonderful moments from the set invite us to appreciate not just the spectacle but the people who shaped it, their passion, humor, and unyielding dedication that brought this vivid world to life. The world that unfolds across this film is as much a landscape of ideas and questions as it is a tableau of action and suspense. Beneath the shimmering neon lights and kinetic energy lies a carefully woven fabric of themes and symbolism, inviting viewers not only to witness a story but to engage in a meditation on identity, autonomy, power, and the fragile threads that bind us. Exploring these layers reveals how the film's heart beats in rhythm with the questions it raises, about what it means to be human, the cost of progress, and the enduring hope for freedom amid constraint. At the core of the film lies the theme of identity, both its formation and its fragility in a world increasingly mediated by technology. The protagonist's journey is deeply entwined with this exploration, as they grapple with the remnants of a past obscured by loss and manipulation. Their struggle to reclaim a coherent sense of self mirrors the broader societal tension between individuality and systemic control. The film probes how memory, experience, and choice intertwine to create identity, and how these can be disrupted or reshaped by external forces. Through the protagonist's eyes, we confront the challenge of maintaining humanity in an era where the boundaries between person and machine blur. Control and resistance emerge as twin themes, coursing through the narrative's veins. The shadowy organization symbolizes the drive to dominate, using technology and surveillance to enforce conformity and suppress dissent. The film's portrayal of this power dynamic reflects contemporary anxieties about privacy, autonomy, and the ethical implications of technological governance. Resistance takes many forms: physical rebellion, intellectual subversion, and personal defiance, embodied by the characters' varying strategies and sacrifices. This thematic tension is dramatized in the film's conflicts, both external battles and internal moral dilemmas, illustrating the complex interplay between agency and oppression. Trust and betrayal weave through character relationships, underscoring the precariousness of human connection in fractured worlds. Alliances are tentative, loyalty conditional, and deception a constant threat. Yet, amid this uncertainty, the film posits trust as a radical act, a leap of faith that enables solidarity and hope. The evolving dynamics between the protagonist and allies illuminate how trust is built, shattered, and sometimes rebuilt, highlighting the emotional stakes beneath the action. The theme of transformation is also central. Characters evolve, physically, psychologically, and ideologically, reflecting the possibility of change amid turmoil. This motif resonates with broader questions of redemption and self-discovery, inviting viewers to consider how identity is not fixed but continually reconstituted through experience and choice. The film's narrative arc traces these transformations with nuance, avoiding facile resolutions in favor of complexity and ambiguity. Symbolism permeates the film's visual and narrative design, enriching its thematic resonance. The city itself functions as a powerful symbol, its towering structures and flickering lights representing both human achievement and alienation. Neon reflections on rain-soaked streets suggest fractured realities and the multiplicity of selves. Architectural contrasts between imposing corporate complexes and dilapidated neighborhoods visualize social stratification and the tensions between control and freedom. Objects and motifs recur with symbolic significance. Mirrors and screens frequently appear, symbolizing self-reflection, surveillance, and the mediated nature of perception. Technology, augmented limbs, cybernetic interfaces, data streams, is depicted not merely as tools but as extensions and disruptions of identity. The interplay between organic and synthetic imagery evokes the central tension of humanity's future.